Hello. I've just been wrestling with... You can't turn the volume down in this game because of how good old games works. It no longer treats it properly as a program. So that's why the audio was so loud. Well, the music in this game is so good, but it's so overpoweringly loud that I had to like turn the input down last time. Oh, it's starting already. 1 second. So it shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, we're going to keep playing Dungeon Keeper 1 from 1994. Last time we got to the end of level 4. I was saying it's around level 7. I feel like the game starts to really open up properly. So I'm thinking tonight we'll hopefully get levels 5 and 6 done. I did carry on after I ended the last stream. I let the game just kind of run for a while so my creatures could train up with the goal of me getting one of our warlocks leveled up so we could jump to the next level, which we're going to now, level 5. We've transferred him through to the next level. Oh.
There's a burning mess where once a pretty village stood. Truly, you've achieved a significant improvement in the area. Even the poisonous smoke smells.
Oh, my camera isn't perfect. I need light on this side. I've got one on the way. Yeah, the advisor you hear talking in this is Daddy Pig from Peppa Pig, aka Richard Ridings. So this is level 5. This is the first level that has you fighting against, competing against an enemy dungeon keeper, which is a very different sort of play style. So loud. So loud. Let me know how that sounds compared to me. I've turned it right down. So the problem with Dungeon Keeper is I've played it so much that I cheese and abuse most levels. I'm going to try and not do that on this playthrough. So levels are going to take longer because we're going to do it properly. So we're going to start by... Normally I would have transferred over something that could survive in lava, like a high-level demon spawn, and I would have just dug straight up, walked across the lava with a possession spell, and gone straight into the enemy dungeon and messed it all up. But we're going to do it properly. We're also going to try and do a skeleton, like wherever we can on this playthrough. We're going to favour skeletons because I like skeletons in this game. So once we get all that sorted, I'm just digging out my initial rooms. I've not built the treasury yet. As I mentioned last time, once you have the rooms built out, once you have a treasury, creatures, the imps start running back to like deposit it all. So I like to just hollow it all out. Now one of these I'm not going to have built into everything else because it's the library. Our warlock's going to get annoyed that like we haven't got a lair for him. You wouldn't normally have creatures at this point still. But I've got this one warlock. So we're going to get our basic rooms built out. This one's going to be our library. So I'm not going to have that join onto any other rooms because that can cause problems. And yeah, just our imps working away. I might make another couple. And again, this is the thing I was saying last time. One of the things that was really interesting about this game, like in addition to being a very different sort of RTS, was at any point you could just change a game entirely by possessing a creature, and now it's a first-person shooter with like a wildly different experience depending on what sort of creature you're possessing. So as an imp, I could go and use a mini-map and start... Where are we to get lined up? There we go. I can now be doing my work that I was going to do as an imp. I'm not going to do too much because this mouse is very loud. But yeah, I can start going and doing all the tunneling. So that's wild. There's loads of ways to like really abuse combat, which again, I'm going to try and make this a very, very stream-friendly sort of playthrough of this campaign. I'm going to use no cheese, no cheats, and just play it properly. That being said, I do want these imps to hurry up. Get this dug out. The sooner this is dug out, the sooner I can start making this a library, and the warlock can be researching things. See, I played far too much of this game growing up. Probably like, let me think. If I play like an hour before school and 3 hours after school, so 20 hours a week during the week, and easily 24 hours across a weekend playing it as well. I like spent more than a full-time job playing this game every week. So our warlock's walking around, probably getting a bit fed up that nothing's happened for him yet. I want to get this room claimed and fully fortified, just so I can have him working away. Everything else is sort of secondary to that. Obviously, he's a higher level creature because transferred him forward, so he'll research much quicker. But I need to get the room fortified, because the other thing that researching creatures do is if they get disturbed by anything, like an imp coming through to fortify walls, they attack them. And because he's a level 9 warlock, he's got big spells that will just blow it up. I don't want my imps getting killed off by my own bloody warlocks. Because I don't have a treasure room, the imps are not carrying gold to the treasure room, they're just sitting around, leaving it in piles. So that's why my gold isn't going up at the moment. Once this room's sorted, we get back to mining. In fact, I'll build a treasure room after this, once we finish this job. So I'm going to fill this room with treasure room tiles. These imps are not working. I want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In fact, now I put all that gold down, I can easily afford to make a few more imps. Let's get you in there, and let's get the rest in here. Then once this room's finished, I'm going to start putting library tiles in here. And he will work really quick in here because he's so high level. So meanwhile, elsewhere on the map, the other dungeon keeper, the enemy keeper, will be working. He'll have got a portal, he'll be building his rooms, he won't be focusing on something like me though, he'll be going out and getting to the lava. There's like a big lava lake between my dungeon and his on this level. And in that lava, there is a prison. And that prison is what we haven't seen yet, called an Unclaimed Room. So it's flashing, my player colour is red. My rival is blue, we call that. Around here, there's a prison. We have a couple of like unclaimed creatures in. And whoever like gets line of sight of them first claims them. See, he's probably got them, because I've not rushed to it. Again, that's fine. I could already kind of just solo this level now. Based solely on having a level 9 warlock. Not every level gives you the option to transfer creatures forward from a previous one, so it's not always something you can rely on. Let's build a hatchery. Now the problem with this level compared to the last one is the last level had gems, which are an infinite source of gold. We don't have that this time. So that's gonna be unfortunate. Means that the level has a limited lifespan, because once I've dug everything out here, I'll go and get all these gold seams, and then after that it's a matter of time. Got to go for being a dungeon keeper before the game runs on too long, because I'll run out of money. So when I complete the campaign, I'll try and do the whole game. Probably take me a week or two streaming. To be fair, some of the levels, if I'm doing some of the levels properly and not cheating them, I don't know how long some of them will take. I keep saying cheating. I don't cheat them. It's just I've played this game so much that I know all of like the little tricks, and some of the tricks are like the dungeon keeper equivalent of Mario warp rooms and just like skipping half the game. Well, skipping levels that should take like 10 hours. Sometimes, if you know the right tricks, you can get done in like 5 minutes. I'm going to try and avoid doing those things. So I can see on the statistics screen, I've got one more room than the enemy keeper, but he has 3 more creatures. That's to be expected, because I've not even claimed my portal yet. Whereas he's just playing away normally. I'm just digging out rooms that I'm going to be using. So we're going to have a training room here, and then the workshop down here. Now I can't remember on this level. Once we claim the prison, I can't remember if I get the option to start building it in a new location. Which if we do get, I will put inside my base. I used to love, there was a time, one of my first mobile phones, I managed to have like all the sounds in this game. Really, really high quality. I've never found them online again. I had them all like of my phone noises. Back before everybody did like the, hey, it's a Metal Gear Solid alert noise, I had the, hey, it's everything off Dungeon Keeper. Okay, so training room, so our Warlock won't care about that. I need to sort out this camera. I'm going all green and leprosy. And a little bit translucent, aren't I? I'll have to ask the missus how she fixes that. Okay, so we're in the middle of claiming the portal. It's back to the future mode. You forgetting about me? I'm not sure what setting I need to change for that. I think it's the similarity, isn't it? Does the similarity need to go down or up? Let's have a quick look. Can I change it whilst we're playing? Yeah, the chroma settings. So let's have a look. Edit filters. I mean, it's at 92 opacity. What if I go for 100? Am I still gonna fade out? Well, that's fixed. But I don't know why it was slightly opaque. And the similarity seems to really be quite strong. So increasing it is fading me out. Decreasing it a bit less, but then the background's coming in a little bit, isn't it, of the screen. I feel like that's the best I'm going to get for now, without derailing the stream. No, there we go. Straight back to leprosy. Very well. Okay, so I've got the workshop designed. Put that down here. And we've already got new creatures in Demon Spawn. Good old Demon Spawn. Light training. Now I kind of don't want to build a tunnel straight from my dungeon heart, in case the enemy's already out here. I want it to go from my lair, just because creatures will typically be resting in my lair at any point. Also crop the camera in what? Crop it in from where? Oh, from this way. Bring it in a little bit more towards my shoulder, you're saying? Let's go for that. Done. And then we can move me over a bit. There we go. Look at this. I have an active producer working on my channel with me. Okay, so I'm going to use this to start reaching out and getting all the gold. And this will just open up. This will entirely open me up to enemy flies. Probably just the enemy keeper will probably have flies. They'll probably be coming over the lava to explore, and will be coming straight into my dungeon. Just gonna get them all targeted so we can dig to them one at a time. And this will take a while to do, because again, that run back to the treasure room. The imps can't mine infinite gold. They have a set amount they can carry at any point, and then they need to go and pick up more. So research is finished, I just heard. So at this point, I just want my imps to start going this way. In fact, you know what? We're going to go both ways. So, although I'd normally have my demon spawn training, I want them helping out the trolls to start with. Just so I can get some doors made, because I want to put doors. I want to put a door at the start of all this, so my creatures aren't wandering out into the bloody lava. Oh, now it's payday. I mistimed that. Can't get paid. So again, it is an RTS, but it's also like economy based and like bloody Maslow's hierarchy of needs. All your creatures have like their own individual priorities and desires, so it's never just like, hey, these units attack here. You need to kind of have creatures wanting to. I'm going to block off the ones I don't want to get started working on straight away yet, though. I want them to prioritise this nearest one. Let's get you all mining here. Come on, must be getting a door. There we go. So, when I want to, I can now just drop. I can just lock the door and put an end to all of this, like imps being out and about business. Just handy for security. But it also means that now I can feel confident doing this. Just digging straight up, hitting that lava. Okay, so the enemy still hadn't got over there. So because I've got line of sight on them, they've now joined me. So I have new creatures in my dungeon. Now I can build over and claim that prison. And we'll see, I can't remember based on the level, sometimes where, so he's now converting it. You'll see the health bar of the room goes down, and then it's mine. Do I get to build my own? I do get to build my own. So I'm going to build my own prison inside my base, because that feels like a bit of an exposed location. I'm just going to put it here. So it's just through a security door. And the first thing I'm going to do with this is start putting my own creatures in it. The humanoid creatures I have, so my warlocks that are not the level 9 ones, and my 4 trolls, I'm going to put into my own prison, because I want to starve them so they come back as skeletons. Because I'm going with a skeleton build. Now skeletons do fight with bile demons, so not all your creatures will get on. So it will kind of make it impossible for me to keep my bile demon for long, but yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to have my demon spawn training. I'm going to have, let's have a look, let's build my prison. I've toggled in the settings. Once you have a prison, you can toggle so that your creatures will no longer do lethal damage to enemies. They'll always knock them out, and then you can have your imps bring them to the dungeon, to your prison. And then you can either, if they're humanoid and they can't heal, you can lead them to starve. Or you can move them from prison into the torture chamber once you've unlocked the torture chamber, and you can torture them. And torturing can do a few things. Like, if you don't keep them alive, they die and they come back as a ghost. A ghost, like a different creature type that you control. But if you keep them alive, either through healing spells or taking them out, like stopping the torture occasionally, take them to the hatchery and feed them some chickens. All the creatures have like unique eating animations as well. You can also slap the chickens. They can do things like give you recon, which like reveals some of the fog of war, all sorts of things. I am going to just put a guard post here, and I'm going to surround it with a little bit of treasure room, because I'm going to start being a sneaky arsehole in a minute and building over and stealing the enemy gold. So we've got 4 trolls. No, I don't want demons. I don't want beetles. I don't want spiders, although spiders do train, so let's at least train the spiders. I'm going to get rid of the beetle. It's Jack of all pots. How you doing, Heimdall? Do you remember me banging on about this game in like 2001 on LUE? Who is crafting stuff? No one should be crafting. Oh, bile demons. I might have to put a door in my prison. So I'm going to get these imps. Hitting my gold. Yeah, so depending on the playstyle, like sometimes I would play this in a way where, like, I can see that gold is getting reduced, the enemy keeper's clearly mining it. I would be sneaking over and taking his gold, and sometimes it's easy just to like wait the enemy AI out. Like if you can get to a point where you aren't spending much gold anymore, like I could, like training costs gold, so I could like secure a lot of gold, lock my training room so no one's spending my money, and just wait out the AI. There's so many like really shitty ways of beating this game. I can see I have a fly now. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to possess the fly. So the vision is all horrible. And I'm going to see if I can find any way. Has the enemy keeper dug enough out that I can get into. Has he dug through enough gold on his side of the lava river that he's opened up a passageway and I can get into his dungeon? Just to spy out and see what's happening. It looks like no, not yet. He's closer. I can see he's digging up here. In fact, he might be about to. In fact, I think I can hear that it's about to happen here. He's digging at gold here, and I think in a few seconds, a piece of this gold. There we go. So, this fly's going to die, but I can get into his dungeon and see what's going on in here. I'll get detected in a second, and then I'll start getting attacked. Here's his dungeon heart. I need to destroy this for the level to win. For us to win a level. He's got a lot of gold. He's got a lot of creatures. Oh, he's got a lot of creatures actually. This fly's dead any second now. But no, maybe I get to escape. It looks like. The flies are suicidal though, it'll go straight back in and get killed. But in the meantime, you can pick gold up from neutral locations like dirt. So his creatures have gone and done all the hard work, digging up the gold. And I can just steal it. So I'm harming his economy by being a filthy thief and lifting all his gold. So what's he got? Lots of level 2 warlocks, things like that. I think we can just go and... I want to go and... I think we can beat him already. Let's have a look. What level my demon spawn? Yeah, I think we can do it. Dropping my call to arms spell. I'm going to put my strongest warlock because the other ones are all in prison. I've got one troll who's working, which means he's not in prison. Let's drop him in. Oh, spiders. And all I'm going to do here is I don't think I can beat him yet. Oh, where are we fighting? So his own fly has come flying into our dungeon. That's not a problem. I just want to get into a fight. I'm hoping I can get a lot of his warlocks knocked out, drag his warlocks down to my prison, and start converting them. So if I can steal his prison as well, that'll be very, very useful for me. Sorry, his library. Cut off his access to all of those spells. Done. Okay, so he's lost his prison. He can take it back, but I don't intend for us to let that happen. Okay, I've clicked to move. Fight starting now. Now the big thing here is getting my high level warlock here, because that will just turn my tide so much. You see one of my spiders is very... Oh, it's just been killed. I'm going to drop some speed spells on my creatures. I'm very, very outnumbered. But I have the gold to keep throwing like healing spells on things like that. Combat gets very, very confusing. If you were to do it like first person and zoom in, it's awful. Yeah, drop a couple more beetles in here just to have a few more creatures. So if I didn't have the gold I had, I'd be getting beaten here just by being outnumbered. Just action economy, to use a D&D term. But for everything I'm knocking out, and they're leaving the fight, I can start in a second when the actual scrapping finishes. I can start to drop my imps down, and they'll be moving things over. In fact, I can probably do it with these ones already. Imps tend to not get involved in combat, they tend to run. Oh, I can see one of my creatures is very low. Let's top them up, top them up. Oof. And another one. Don't know how I missed some of them. Okay, now let's see if I can start dragging things back to the prison. There we go. Yep, my imps are starting to move things off to prison. Now, what I need to be mindful of is the size of my prison. Because if your prison gets over capacity, creatures start like escaping, which is not what we want. I've essentially won this level now by this point because the dungeon heart is only here. So instead of dragging it out, I may as well just compel my creatures to go a little bit further. They'll walk up and we'll destroy the dungeon heart. Again, these are basically tutorial levels. Level 6 is a level that I always end up cheating. Hello, Neptix. I will probably still cheese level 6 only because it is such a quick cheese. If you're fast with an imp, you can get yourself a enemy is destroying my rooms. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Let's kill a few things that I don't need here. Yeah, I have heard about Keeper FX. I've not installed it before. I have got the site bookmarked somewhere. I think I first heard about it years ago when there wasn't much to it other than I think like it fixed some of the scripting that was intended for a lot of the sacrifices. But I looked at the website again about a year ago and saw that it's had quite a lot put onto it. I think it's a graphical or it's an engine update as well now. It's something I keep meaning to check out. I think it's relatively easy to install as well now. But I've not seen it in action. I've not seen like a side-by-side comparison. I might check that out. Do you know if it uses the same like save file format? If I were to install it, could I just pick back up where I was? So yeah, the next level I will cheese because it ends up taking a very long time, and it's basically this level again, but with water in the middle instead of lava, and two mistresses. Mistresses were a bit of like an iconic. They were used in a lot of the promo material, like a full BDSM suit, sort of like whip me, like dominatrix enemy, but they were also very, very powerful. There we go. So in a second, it's going to tell me levels complete. I don't believe that this other... I don't think that this secret was a transfer creature. Let's see. We can hear in the meantime from the prison that some of my prisoners have died and have come back as skeletons. There was a speed function, or what, like an increased game speed, sort of like AFK thing. That's very handy to know, actually. For some of those levels where you're just farming and waiting for gems to be mined, creatures to level up, being able to hit a speed button in AFK. Oh, new campaign. Oh, okay, yeah, I definitely need to check this out. I didn't know that. It's obviously been expanded a huge amount since I played at Neptix, so yeah, thanks for letting me know. So you're going to see a level get cheesed now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the enemy keeper to mine to this portal, which is one of the first things he'll do. And because I can drop a creature on like unclaimed soil, there's just a moment when he opens up into this portal but hasn't claimed it yet, where I can drop an imp. I can then possess that imp, and I can dig north to the water where this hero's waiting. So I can effectively open up the enemy dungeon to heroes coming in without exposing my own. So yeah, it's a really, really cheap way of abusing some levels, but yeah, we'll get it done. Because this level takes a bit of an annoying amount of time otherwise. When I know that the next level is a good one. The next level, I feel like, is one of the first ones that really throws a bit of a challenge at you. You're completely surrounded by enemy heroes, and there's like a hunting them down. It's very, very good for starting like a skeleton campaign as well. Yeah, I do this in quite a few levels. Back when I'm playing it a bit cheap. There's the level, I forget what it's called, near the end game, I think it's like level 15, 16, where there's 2 enemy keepers. There's a lot of water in the middle with like wandering samurai and knights, and there's that sort of hero fortress that has like the unclaimed ghosts and the room full of like trap tiles. Here we go. So the imps are going to be attacking me. I'm going to try and run and just get out to the water. Oh, why can't I click? My mouse has stopped. I can't click anymore. There we go. Problem now is that I'm kind of worried about the fact that this imp is following me. Again, my keyboard stopped. What's going on? Okay, do you know what? I was worried what was going to happen to my imp, but oh, shine on. There we go. I've now got 2 mistresses that I'm just going to... Oh, God, they killed them quickly. So I've just picked everything up now. Those fairies will go down. They'll kill everything here, I think. And the level will probably be finished. But we'll see. Let me just dig out just in case. In fact, do you know what? I'm just going to dig straight down and leave the mistresses to it. Yeah, these graphics, especially when you go first person. So if I zoom in, if I possess a mistress, like, that's some bad graphics. And now from all the promo art at the time of the advertisement, what you're looking at here isn't some weird sort of 1994 Neptix. It'd be the year my brother. I'm sure it's the year my brother was born. This is not some chrome metal woman. It's head to toe PVC, and she has like just a hole around the mouth. It does not look like that. Yeah, I think these fairies are gonna get killed. Problem is, imps come in to defend the dungeon heart, and that kind of... Yeah, it is that kind of dungeon. Yeah, I do think it... I mean, I might be wrong, Neptic, but I really do feel like it's 1994. I'm trying to think, because I got this as a birthday present, and I remember which house I lived in when I got it. My brother was born in 1994, so if we moved house the year that my brother was born, then it is a 1994 game. If not, it could be 97. So I'm just gonna leave her here because she will start attacking the other ones, and then I'm gonna just possess this one. This is this is very, very cheesy in the level. Normally you would, you know, be building up, getting gold, getting your rooms. That room in the centre is a torture chamber. That's a room that works really well in conjunction with prison. You heal things up in a prison, like prisoners, move into the torture chamber, and so long as you stop them from dying, It's 97! You've looked it up. Holy shit. There we go. I have been so wrong. All my life. So yeah, this level will be over very quickly. I don't think there's a transfer creature in this level, but even if there is, we're not going to do it. Oh, thanks for following, Neptix. Don't expect much of this. This channel's 99% Dungeons and Dragons streams, just to warn you. I think that's all of my mistresses. Sounds like a very strange thing to say. I don't even know why I'm building rooms here. Now all that's going to happen is the mistresses are just going to keep hitting the dungeon heart till it's done. Then the level's finished. See, that's a torture chamber. There's loads of cool little details in this game. Like all of the creatures have their own animation when they eat food in the hatchery. And they all have like their own way they're tortured. So if you're torturing like any creature type, they have their own animation on here. There's a couple where like the developers obviously couldn't think what to do for them. So they're just like under some sort of tent or like cloche. So you can't see what's going on. But most of them are very imaginative. You've really got me thinking, Neptix, about going and getting Keeper FX after this. So yeah, this level will be over in a second, and then we're on to level 7, which is one of my favourites. Especially, as I said, if we're going for skeleton build, it'll take us a little bit longer to do it properly, but we'll end up with a huge army. There's a lot of heroes, low-level heroes wandering around, like the caverns surrounding our base. So if we pick them out strategically, drag them back to our prison, and let them turn to skeletons, we get a nice endless army. There was an issue early when the game came out. We could run smoother. Okay, you're selling this hard, Neptix. There was an issue like early on with the game before the expansion pack came out, where a lot of like the enemy keeper AI was terrible. You'd have levels where they just turtle, they do nothing, they didn't mine, and like their dungeons would fall apart. And there was levels where you'd get there, and it'd be like the the John Travolta gif of like where's the enemy. So the way when the expansion pack came out, it updated like the AI of the keepers in the base game. Some of them now are ruthless. I would imagine Neptix is going to tell me that the AI is even better in Keeper FX. Okay, enemy keepers defeated again. Yeah, I made a lot of levels that had like their own text and pop-ups back with like with the editor back in the day, but there wasn't a way to link levels together yet. I don't know if that is something that you can do now. Very cool if so. Okay, I like this level. You've got a very limited amount of space. We've got to kind of go slow and steady on this level, but it's cool. So I think what's meant to happen here, based on how it's written in like the level text, is I feel like when you start to expand out, you're meant to find that the enemy keeper has opened up his dungeon to like the hero tunnels. It was an ongoing fight. Never works like that in practice. I feel like there was a transfer creature on the last level, and I've missed it, but oh well. The main priority I've got on this level is 2, 3, 4, 5 is get a library working towards having a prison. Oh, I hate it when things don't go neatly against gold. My favourite music track back on the... this is one of those games that... This is the first game I found where The AI can have horned reapers. Jesus Christ. Okay. This is the first game that I found. If you took the CD out and you put it into a CD player, you could hear the game. You have the game music. I used to listen to like this particular track in bed, and I had like my first CD player. I remember my parents both being like, it was obviously stuff like this that would have, they'd slap their reapers. Yeah, I hear tracks like this, and I'm not surprised how I ended up liking things like Dimmu Borgir. Like industrial metal. I used, for my Dungeons and Dragons campaign, a couple of songs from this game for like creepy underground locations underneath the Gulfire's tree for people who are Curse of Strahd minded. I know the game is frozen for just a second. There we go. Getting my viewer list up to see if I recognise who's here. The other sort of old style games I'd like to play on this is Theme Park, and the other game I played the most other than this, The Settlers 2. Settlers 2 was such a good game. I'm just dropping my intention for what each room's going to be, just to remind myself. I think we've got a prison ever library in this one. Okay. Come on, let's get this room claimed. The voice when you torture a creature. Which one? Like the... I'm not gonna do it. Or am I? Like the... That sort of cry. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I have to find some sounds. But I need to do. That's what I have done actually. I need to set my sounds. I know, Luca, you had the soundboard on yours. I think I need to get things like that sorted out, so people can just spam strange noises to me in the middle of streams. Who would do that? Who would go into someone's stream and just trigger unusual noises being played? Not me. Surely not me. Me. Hey, listen! Oh, your reaction the first time. Oh, you thought it was part of the game? Resi 8 just having bloody Navi Papa. Is it a beetle? Oh, I need warlocks. Come on. Warlocks are what we need. Start getting us towards the prison. I can't do shit with beetles. The philosophy towards this level is going to be If you're not a humanoid that I can eventually turn into a skeleton, I don't want to know, unless you can do something very, very useful for me. And normally I'd make a dedicated room for a prison, but I think I'm just gonna fill it in all like the leftover spaces between. In all the gold seams. You'll have to send me a message, Luca, with what the name of that sound thing was. My natural leaning position is taking me off the stream here. A spider! More shit that I can't use. Can beetles research? They can. It'll do for now. I need warlocks. Give me some warlocks. I've got an orc. Yeah, I forgot orcs join this level. A simple add-on through Twitch, but yes, I'll thank you very much. I have just got a level full of... I don't think orcs can research. No, they are too stupid to research. You drop them in the library and he thinks only of going to the gym. I think bile demons can research. We just need to limp along to having a prison. Slow. In the absence of warlocks and like other research specialist enemies, it's so slow. Now a demon spawn, I may as well train. In fact, no, I'll leave the orc training. The orc can knock out the first few sort of heroes, and then when I've got some skeletons, I will betray him and starve him to death. This is a spell the enemy keeper has casted on me. He's revealing some of the fog of war. I've just researched that spell myself now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get you all in here. Get researching. Come on. Take quite a while to get to the why can't I speak? The prison. Jesus. A lot of other rooms to research first. I think it's the second to last one I'll get this level. A lot of videos about it. Sorry, a lot of videos about what? Keeper effects still. Let me just shut that up, sorry. We've got bridges so we can be getting out. We need that prison boy. Creatures all trying to leave the library. Nope. A fly. The fly, I'll be dead in minutes. Now my dungeon's got exposed. He's on his way out anyway. He's just going to see heroes and he's going to get killed straight away. Voice commands. I remember there are key commands you could do to trigger like the multiplayer taunts. I think they were like shift. That's pretty bad. Alt F1, Alt F2, Alt F3, Alt F5, and Alt F6 are the taunts. So much, so much disaster waiting to happen there. Oh, for Twitch, sorry. Sorry, I misunderstood. That's very helpful of you. There we go, now I've got warlocks. Let's put a big speed spell on him. So we can see there's humans patrolling. Another fly's headed out. I just want to see if I'm safe to build a 5x5 room here. So, just charging the spell up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just see it. Now, once your spell's cast, it's got a duration, and I can click just to move it around. Oh yeah, I think I literally banned the word kappa on my stream. I forgot about that. That's a very long time ago. But it looks like I can go. No battle. That wouldn't do it. Make sure that isn't too far. Cool. Okay. Good sized prison. So normally what I'd do again in the past is I'd drop an imp over here and I'd dig into the enemy keeper's tunnel. I'd dig into their base and all the heroes will start drifting that direction and it normally ends the level. But I am not going to cheese it quite so badly this time. I'm going to capture all of the heroes and turn them into my own minions. Come on, keep the research up. I can hear my son moving around. I'll have to mute my microphone for a second when he comes down to tell me all his woes. He's my Dungeon Keeper apprentice. Dungeon Keeper and Dungeons and Dragons. He's very into. Okay, 1 second. Sorry about that. So our room should be researched now. Probably have a workshop, I imagine. There we go. We've got a workshop built. I don't really know if I am going to build a workshop mainly because I want trolls to come in so I can turn them into skeletons. Ah, we're also out of lair space because we have a busy dungeon, so I'm going to build a second lair. Any creature that comes into your dungeon needs like a place, enough space in the lair to make its own little, we call it a lair, it's basically a nest. Each creature type, if we zoom in. Ultimate of Savage Empire? I did not. Because Bile Demons are so fat, their lairs take up 4 tiles, so, and Bile Demons don't get on with skeletons, and I have 7 of them, so you better believe that the Bile Demons... Oh, can Bile Demons turn to skeletons? I think they might be too fat. I'm not tapping out with this. Let me just Google it. I feel like they can. Can Bile Demons turn into skeletons? have a quick look. Doesn't say here. Doesn't actually say. I might just get rid of them. We have creatures fighting, spider and fly. Oh, it's payday. Let's sort that out. Tell me about Altar of a Savage Empire. Was it a good game? Or was it just like a similar game? Look at this fly. This fly is just going around, exploring everything, and he's going to get his head kicked in a second. He's going to stumble on some heroes, and it's going to get shriekety-shreked. My son is crying. One moment, please. I'll take a few minutes break while I go and see what's going wrong. Sorry about that. Me coughing and clearing my throat. His bedroom was above this room. He thought it was a creepy, scary breathing voice, so he got scared. Thanks, son. So in my absence, they finished researching the prison. So now I am going to just abuse the goodwill of so many creatures who entered my dungeon by imprisoning them. So, my 3 orcs, my 4 trolls. I do have a room left to research, so I won't. But anything else humanoid, Demon spawn are not humanoid. So we'll leave it at that for now. The warlocks will keep researching. Oh. I could build a small seasoned curlies. Gonna build a small torture chamber just to try and coax in a mistress. I'm being really unprofessional here. I'm just not tabbing out to use WhatsApp and my phone is charging. But Luca, I have been asked by the people we'll be visiting what your preference of bourbon is. Please let me know so I can let them know. Unless, like, you know, it's really expensive, in which case, don't be a cheeky bitch. Thank you. I'll let them know. Right, I'm going to drop all 7 mobile demons just into the portal, which evict them from the dungeon. Frees up a huge amount of lair space. Takes creatures out of the pool. Basically makes room for mistresses to come in as well. Got 2 spells left. One's heal. I think my last spell's Lightning Strike, which seems excessive on this level. In fact, I'm going for it. I'm putting my warlocks in here. I'm going to bat Spider and the Beetles do the last of the research. Demon Spawn should be training. Now, this is a point where, like Neptix was saying, if there's a speed mode in Keeper FX, I'd just have that run at this point now. Oh, a new troll has joined. Welcome to the dungeon. Get in the prison. Let's have a quick look. Anything else I'm missing? Yep. Another one of you in the prison. And another warlock coming. This is really handy. The good thing is as well, skeletons don't count towards the creature pool. So you can just get, like, most levels have a hard limit. Like you can see here, I've got a hard limit on 20 creatures, but I have 21 for some reason. I shouldn't have a skeleton yet. Okay, for some reason. I had 25 before. Try pressing Control Plus. Why, Neptix? What are you going to do to me? Nothing happened. What did you think that was? What did it do on the other version? Reveal your secrets. Oh, didn't know that. Oh, shit a bed. Oh, it's Windows Magnifier. God damn it. Oh, I shouldn't have listened to you. There we go, back in. I don't think you saw that, but Windows... I threw up a Windows Magnifier, like, accessibility menu in front of me. It's like, shit. Just making sure my son isn't crying again. after my own creepy coughing. So, when these creatures turn to skeletons, the thing I like about skeletons is they're one of the few creatures that are motivated to just go and train in their free time, and they're dirt cheap. So I just find them to be really, really useful shock troops. Like, even more so than orcs. Like, orcs go and train as well. And orcs are great. But they never really end up... They hit hard, but level 10 skeletons have lightning. And I feel like a bunch of the skeletons all shooting lightning out. Most combat like ends before it starts. I think I'm going to make this another layer as well, because eventually I'm going to have a lot of creatures. If I'm capturing all these humans, all these heroes. So these, when I'm seeing creatures like outside, like when I'm seeing trolls out there, they haven't got out of prison. Like new trolls are joining the dungeon and I'm not noticing. So I'm kind of panning around occasionally to catch things that are humanoid and sticking them in chokey. We're going to start to get skeletons soon, I think. Yeah, that warlock in particular is very much starving. Let me just tell them about Bullet. So this is where like a speed up mode is handy, because obviously I'm not really playing the level so far. I'm doing so much spooling up. Factorio, enjoy. Thanks for coming by and thanks for following. It was there, and thanks for reminding me about Keeper FX. Once this stream finishes, I'm going to go look Keeper FX up. Hopefully it can sit and be installed alongside Dungeon Keeper and doesn't like rip all the same DLL files out. But yeah, thanks man, take care. Thank you very much. Luca, I sent my message saying Bullet. She said Bullet but not picky, and she said Bullet is literally what I picked. So yeah, we have Bullet. That's true. Yeah, absolutely. You're right there. What I'll do is, once I finish this level, which will snowball, definitely snowball, then I'll go and do Keeper FX. Yeah, so do you have time to turn up a new campaign before you go? Is it just like, is it a separate campaign, or does it just carry on past 20, or does it tie deeper dungeons together? If you have like 20 seconds to tell me, because that's probably the most interesting thing in everything you mentioned to me. 10 new, okay. I don't need them, I don't need you. Let's get you all dumped in there. But free some lair space up. And I should be starting to get skeletons any second now as my creatures are starving to death. Oh, okay. Very cool. Ah, now we have mistresses. Nice. Mistresses are good, but again, we're going skeleton. So while all this is happening, I am going to just imp drop around the map just to explore There are a lot of dirt tunnels here, a lot of things we've missed out and not linked up, a lot of places where you need to tunnel between areas. There we go. Yes, here I am, man. Thank you. There we go. Prisoners are starting to die. And we have our first skeleton. So he will train. He'll make a lair and he'll go and start training straight away. That's really, really handy for just being like AFK skeleton builds. Okay, so we've explored. We can see there's a few lurking. There's so many more in all these tunnels and behind doors. We're just going to let all of that play out. So yeah, I can see already my skeleton is training away. This is just what we wanted. I think with my demon spawn, I can take these first sets of humans, actually. So let's see, how full is my prison? Yeah, my prison's only half capacity. That's absolutely fine. So I'm actually going to get started on this a little bit earlier than I originally was going to. And we're going to start a fight. And I'm just going to get my demon spawn. Pop them here, and they're just going to hold. So after like the AI refreshes, you know, after like a little cycle of the AI, all these heroes will know that there is now a way to get into my dungeon, and they'll all start pathing towards here. These boys will knock them out, and my imps can drag them to the prison. It's quite funny when the AI does that, because you'll see, like, when you look at a whole map, all these unrelated heroes are walking around and they all just go... and all just start heading off at once. Yeah, it's happened. They all snap in that direction. Let's keep them. Archers are very squishy, so let's keep it until they're walking on the bridge. There we go. So now those archers are being dragged off towards my prison. Couple more to join up. Profoundly weird. What, the archers? Why are the archers? Oh god. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it took me a second. Took me a second, Death. I didn't know what you were talking about. Oh, they're fleeing. Don't know why they're fleeing. Let's cast speed spells on my creatures. I hope I've run away through doors. I have no idea what's happening here. They just get off. That's very odd. So yeah, we can see those heroes have been added in. We kind of just saw that in time there. The corpse burst open as the skeleton comes out. Okay, well, until those heroes decide to come out, because it's very unusual, I'm just going to leave training. That's what I meant to say. Just make sure I've had no other creatures come wandering in. We haven't got any trolls or anything. Oh, look, we have. We've got cheeky warlocks coming. If you've got a skeleton, if you've got bones, then you're going to get made a skeleton. The bone zone. Here we go. It's coming back now. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. Okay, gonna leave them to go and do some exploring around here. So yeah, I'll very quickly get to a point where the dungeon's just expanded. Everything's crafting away. I might sell my workshop for another training room. Because I'm going to reach a point very quickly where I have too many skeletons and my training room is full capacity. So let's sell that, because I don't need, the only reason I need trolls is to start making skeletons, and I think I've got enough creatures already in the prison that's now, I've got enough skeletons to start capturing gangs of heroes. So the time of a troll is past. It's quite good sometimes where like you capture a group of heroes that are all the same type. You knock them all out in one fight and you drag them onto prison in one go. They're obviously all on like the same hunger timer, so they start at the same moment. So you'll be in your prison and just suddenly like 10 enemies just explode in blood and have all these skeletons. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ, okay. So yeah, prison's getting smaller and smaller as more things starve to death. And the skeletons are getting straight to work training up. They're really cheap to train as well, so they're very, very good value for money. Slap this guy, get working quicker. And then I'm going to drop this guy down here, get him exploring a different way. Just try and knock the doors down. Hopefully open up paths to more heroes to come wandering through into my dungeon. Let's have a look. So you have a human bases all around here, and the enemy keeper's over here. You can see that the enemy keeper maybe has an AI problem. It's got rid of all the gold here. Doesn't seem to have started with this gold at all. So I think this has now got to a point where if I just waited it out, he'd get pissed off. All his creatures get pissed off because he's not paying them, because he's got no gold, and they'd start to leave. So I'd come into a very, very weak dungeon of like level 1 beetles and flies, like the only thing that will come and join him, but he's not enough money to train. That's how like the AI used to be. We will not be dragging this level out that long. What we're doing had a lot of initial setup, but will very, very quickly snowball. surprised at the lack of... Oh, here we go, something about time. There we go, we found more heroes. Well, one hero. Oh, there we go. Combat here. A single dwarf. Now again, I don't know if dwarfs are actually classed as humanoid in this. So again, I've linked up the mainland now, so this barbarian and this dwarf should have a sudden realisation they can get into my base and start heading up. So the skeletons are just training away endlessly. Quick fight. Get him knocked out. Get him dragged to prison. Jump to the barbarian. He's trying to do the same thing. We'll get him killed.
Your minions are winning a battle.
Not long left till everything's gone. That's really accelerated now. See where else need. So I know that like these rooms lead up to a long corridor here. I think the middle room's full of traps, if I remember rightly. I might just with this go. Bit of a shortcut. There we go. Get him claiming this side. So yeah, not much going on in here at all now. So make quick look, make sure no one's come into the dungeon who shouldn't be in there. No trolls, no warlocks, no, that's all good. Okay, so we're exploring this way, we're exploring down here. I'm going to knock through this door in a second when this imp gets to it. Try and find some more enemies. I'm actually going to get them to there we go. Well, don't know why that imp's. That imp's pretty aggressive. Getting to knock through this door, and then where did we have that guy? Here. So. Get this guy knocked out very quickly. As soon as he's cornered, it's over for an archer. Archer. Okay, we've got Resurrect Creature, we've got Increased Level. These are like the magic spells I can utilise to apply benefits to my creatures. Now, how many... My enemy still has 20 creatures, but he hasn't mined any gold. So he's definitely going to be having problems. I think it might be worth trying to take his dungeon already. And then there's a back door into it. Oh, okay, right. Because all of the heroes are in prison or dead, the human boss has spawned. Now, he normally spawns in here, in a room that's full of traps, which can get rid of a lot of your imps. There he is. But I am going to wait, because I'm connected to the mainland, he'll try and come out. So I can just wait for him out here, and take him. So we'll see how that goes. And then once we've got him in prison, we will just storm the end base. Okay, here we are. Combat begins. I'm not even using my skeletons. Although I probably should, thinking about it. So 2 are knocked down, just one barbarian left. Only so many creatures can be in combat at once, so when they're there, but there's no combat slot for them, they do a weird little jump on the spot, which is a very odd little animation. Just like a, hey, I'm here, remember? So we're digging our way gradually into the enemy base, while all the heroes are languishing in our prison. I thought that a knight had healed by this point. No, okay. I mean, and the thing I could be doing with these is, I could be healing these up to full, these heroes, and put them in my torture chamber. And if I keep them healed, eventually they'll defect and become mine. The only way you can get most humans, you know, as controllable units. But I don't feel the need. Okay, we found our way into the hidden. There's a lot of those things like corridors that are put in because the developers knew that the AI wasn't too reliable, and sometimes like an enemy would never dig out, and the level would therefore become like undoable. So there are a few instances where they put like gold. If you dig for the gold, it'll put you into the enemy base. Where's this leading to? I don't know, this tunnel. Pfft, right up there, okay. The game suddenly went a lot faster for a second, man. It was odd. Come on, we want to be digging into this secret little tunnel. A little pool of water. There we go, it's here. Get all of those skeletons out. Okay. This is going to be a big fight now. Well, if the heroes get summoned in time. Because I am now just saying, hey, move all of my troops to this section of bridge, which, as you'll see, is right next to the enemy dungeon heart. Yeah, this is about to cause ructions. Because as soon as an imp gets involved... Oh no, he's built his lair right next to it, so this is about to be a big scrap. Now, I probably won't get to capture any of these, because when the enemy dungeon heart is destroyed, any creatures who are unconscious come back to life. So I'm actually going to turn off take prisoners now. So all will happen is it'll leave people lying on the floor. And I'm going to set the objective with my call to arms spell on the dungeon heart. So when they're not in active combat, they're going to... And as their creatures are dying, you see like their lairs erupt in a puff of smoke. Because this is, for reference, 31 versus 15 in my favour. And I can turn the tide in my favour with a powerful spell I've got. So they currently have 10 creatures, 9 creatures, 1 fully charged lightning spell. Oh, didn't even do it properly. So 8 creatures, 7. It's going to be over in seconds. So if I only set down to 4, yeah. So now there's no way 3 creatures beat 31. So they're all going to start attacking the dungeon heart, which will go down very, very quickly. We've beaten the hero, the human element of the level. I'm just going to go and slap and kill my prisoners, because a prisoner has 1 HP. So when this dungeon heart blows up, that's the level complete. The next level is where I feel it's starting to get quite tricky. The next level is the first one, but I feel that it's possible to lose if you are remotely bad at this game. Remember, you lose by getting to a position where the enemy destroys your dungeon heart, which is difficult to do with enemy keepers. You normally see the tide turn and like rage quit, but with heroes, if you dig in the wrong tunnel and like powerful heroes come in that you can't beat, they will just roll through, kill all your creatures, and go to your dungeon heart. There we go. Wait for it. Boom.
Your minions are winning a battle. You have conquered this realm.
There we go. You have prevailed, Keeper. The bodies of your enemies litter the most forlorn alcoves of your domain in tribute to their futile efforts to keep you at bay. So I couldn't, like, rooms don't get destroyed, but all like the territory you own does. So that's why all of his corridors have turned to dirt. And like the main thing you do normally, if I was playing like a late game level where there were like 2 or 3 enemy keepers, by defeating one of them, you just like claim their dungeon. you get a load more like real estate, sometimes access to more gold, more rooms. Maybe they have spells in their library that you didn't have. That's how you're getting access to them. So this guy built quite a long dungeon out, as you can see. But I'm not going to stick around and claim it all. I'm just going to save and end the level. My keyboard is fighting me. There we go. So, that is almost 2 hours. That's more than I expected. 2 hours for what? 3 levels. I'm going to end the stream there. I've got a few things I want to do before it gets too late in the day. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry, a little bit quiet. My son is in bed. I'm going to carry on with Dungeon Keeper because we're level 8 out of 20 already. And I feel like the levels get more and more interesting. But then I'll see what I'm going to play next. I've got Resi 2, the new Resi 2. I think I'm going to play that next as well. But yeah, thank you very much for watching and for coming along and for following. And I will see you next time. Bye.